Jose Mourinho is out as Roma manager. This comes after a shocking first half of the season, which sees them sitting mid-table. And Roma are tearing things up completely in this alternate universe. They've hired Mr. Rebuild, but on a strict condition. We can only sign Italian players. So join us today as we not only rescue Roma, but also build up Italian football. Here is the default lineup we have been given here for Roma. And it wasn't until loading this save up that I realized there is not that many high quality Italian players in this side. Obviously, you've got players like Pellegrini, Belotti, but a lot of the highest players are English, Belgian, Argentinian. Mancini and Pellegrini are the highest rated Italians beginning. So I am throwing everybody that is not Italian onto the transfer list. And let's see how long it takes us to win Roma a Champions League with this strategy. Getting in there from the jump and trying to build out the foundations of this squad. It is not too late for Moise Kean to fulfill his potential. A lot of what ifs in his career so far, but we're here to make him a superstar at Roma. Paying £26 million to bring the striker across from Juve. And immediately, I am terminating the loan here. It's going to cost us some money, but I am terminating the loan for Romelu Lukaku. Also terminating the loan of the Iranian striker Azmoun. I don't want any competition here for our starters. Same deal with Renato Sanchez, sending him back to PSG. It is going to be an extremely busy opening transfer window. First man out though is Paredes, the Argentine, off to Brighton. The right back, Silic, off to Lazio. I know Lazio and Roma are rivals, but sometimes we've got to make the business happen. And it's not like we're giving them Dybala or anything. It hurts my soul as a career mode player to do this, but we are going to sell the Polish wonder kid, Nikola Zaleski, here to Atalanta. But there is a young core of Italian players in this squad that I want to grow up, first of whom is going out on loan. And the Albanian centre-back Kumbula off on a permanent move to Monaco. This transfer, however, it warmed my heart. And that is Tammy Abraham going back to Aston Villa. He is beloved by Villa fans after his loan move there, which got them promoted to the Premier League a couple of years ago. Now he's there permanently, and it just feels right. We do not have the transfer budget to go in for the likes of Gianluigi Donnarumma, but we desperately need a new goalkeeper here. Marco Carnesecchi is going to be joining us as our new shot stopper from Atalanta. Excited what we can do with this young gem. The money's about to come rolling in, lads, and that's because we make two massive player sales. Chris Smalling the first as the Englishman heading to the reigning Serie A champions in Napoli. But the biggest of all is for Paulo Dybala. This hurts, man. Dybala has been one of my favorite players throughout my entire childhood, teenage years, into my adult years, but we are saying goodbye to him and cashing in as we sell him to Real Madrid. We're also saying goodbye to Rick Karsdorp as the Dutch midfielder heads to Fiorentina. The Italianizing of the squad continues though, lads. We have signed Federico Di Marco, the left wing back. His value goes up since we've signed him, which is a good sight, but we bring him across from Inter Milan. He is listed as being able to play centre-back though, and that is exactly the position I want to train him to play in. I've been bit by this pretty badly recently. Please don't be a long time to convert him. 290 weeks, I never understand this game. Why does it list a player as being able to play bloody centre-back? And then it's like, no, it's actually going to take 290 weeks to convert him there. We'll throw him in there, but -6. Oh my God, are you taking the piss? Does it go down at left mid? I might just have to put him left mid. It doesn't put him down at all. I might have to play him left mid, honestly, and then go in for another centre-back. I mean, how long does it say to take him for a left midfielder? Left midfield is 2 weeks. All right, lads. He's going to be a left midfielder. Looking at these stats as well, though, he might be one of the most balanced players in career mode this year. Didn't get much money for this guy, but Rui Patricio also out of the club. Had to sell the legendary Portuguese keeper, 2.5 mil for him. We're going to get ourselves another centre-back here. Luis Felipe is pulling a Jordan Henderson, only in the Saudi League for a little period of time, but he's cashing out and he wants to come back to Italian and European football. We're going to bring the Italian, former Brazilian defender into the club here from Al Ittihad. So many young Italians about to leave though on loan. We've got Francesco D'Alessio heading off to the Spanish league, Ricardo Pagano heading to Spezia for 2 years, and another Alessio, no D in front of him this time, but Burgos are going to get him on loan for the year. Straying away though from the loans, we're going to sell a goalkeeper who I have used in many a rebuild in the past. It is Mile Vila, the Serbian keeper, heading to Alaves. But we are going to make the biggest signing in the post-Jose Mourinho era. It is Alessandro Bastoni. We have splashed the cash on the future of Italian football in the defense. We bring him across from Inter Milan for £81.5 million. That honestly might just be a club transfer record at Roma, but it had to be done. And with Bastoni coming into the starting 11, our full starting 11 is officially Italian, but we need to work on the reserves desperately. And I'm conflicted because there are so many young Italian players that we could bring in, like Baldanzi, but I would rather have them stay at their parent club and try to fulfill their potential there and go in for them a little later, rather than having them sit on our reserves and kind of just absolutely tank their potential. So instead, what I think I'm going to do is get some older Italian players that we can get on the cheap and can act as really solid backups for us in this first season or two. Another former career mode wonder kid that I have used and abused in career mode, it is Hassim Aller departing the club. The Algerian midfielder off to Hellas Verona. Another player loaned out, Nicolo Pasili, off to Andorra for the next 2 years. And we're going to make 5 older player signings here. Former Premier League legend, former Sunderland and Arsenal legend Vito Minone coming in here for literally £620,000. Angelo Ogbonna in as a backup centre half for 1.4 mil. Andrea Bertolacci in here as a backup midfielder. Fabio Liccioni in as well, Lissoni, and then Luca Calderola. All these guys coming in for dirt cheap sums. The most we pay is £1.95 million. We get some quality backup. Are they going to absolutely nosedive in overall over the next year or two? Yeah. But are they going to allow us to sell off all of our non-Italian players and not sacrifice potentials? Absolutely. But the final signing of them all deserved his very own cutscene. It is one of my favorite players of all time, one of the most chaotic footballers to ever grace the great game, Mario Balotelli. If you're a youngster and you're not familiar with the antics of Mario Balotelli, go and do yourself a favor, look it up, watch videos on it. This dude had a chokehold on the footballing world, on my world, in the early to mid 2010s. This dude was a stud. Oh, I can't get over how good Balotelli is. And to bring him in for £3 million as a backup striker is a no-brainer. I've got my own Mario Balotelli Man City jersey. It's back in Australia. I should have grabbed it when I went back at Christmas, but next time I go to Australia, I'm making it a mission of mine to bring that jersey back to America. I'm just going to cut the cord right now. Rasmus Christensen, I want this team to be all Italian by the end of this transfer window. Christensen, we're terminating his loan. Same deal here with Diego Llorente. We're sending him back to Leeds United. And that now means Evan Ndicka and João Costa are the only non-Italian players here permanently. Good news, fellas. We can officially change Federico Di Marco to a left midfielder. I was hoping when I hit that triangle button, he would pop up to an 84, 85, but he's officially a left midfielder. Gonna throw some plans on him now to get those stats up. But that is an absolutely chaotic opening transfer window in charge of Roma in the books. This starting 11, I am so happy with what we've been able to build so far. Only 2 players in the reserves right now that are not Italian. I mean, Julian John's only here on loan and he's not going to get any starts. But this team is looking good. The defense, so damn strong. The offense has a little bit still left to be done to it, but I'm excited to see how we develop in the first year, make changes accordingly. And I'm hoping that Eduardo Bove can be an absolute stud here in the midfield for us and really get this development up in this first season. No Champions League for us though in this first season. So for me, the big goal is to make sure that we can qualify for the Champions League either domestically or by winning the Europa League, but we need to be in Champions League qualification. We need to make a move, man. We need to make... Those draws are killing us. We're sitting 6th right now on the 1st of January. We're only 2 points away from Lazio, 5 away from Juve. The Champions League is in reach. But these draws are killing us. And the good thing is we've got a pretty healthy lead ahead of Inter Milan, Bologna, Udinese, all these teams. So we need to use that to our advantage and really push. How are we going in the Europa League? We topped our group. Perfect. Still alive in the Europa League, not a single loss. We need the money for Evan and Dika here so that we can put that towards another big signing in this window. He's out, lads. Come on. We sell the Ivory Coast defender, Evan and Dika here to Lille, and that's going to give us an extra £27.5 million to our transfer budget. And in a move that you guys probably didn't see coming, we're actually going to sell an Italian player. I need the extra money. We're going to sell Leonardo Spinazzola. He's on the bench. He's playing a position that we're not having in our formation. So why not cash in and get £15.5 million for him? Because that now gives us £76 million total to go out and buy somebody ridiculous. Big signing here. Come on, lads. We have actually paid less than I expected to, but we are going to bring in Federico Chiesa from Juventus, £37.5 million. I'm going to play him on the right-hand side of the midfield, put El Shaarawy onto the bench. That's a +6 upgrade. Surely that is going to help us massively on this push to Champions League qualification. And I'm actually going to pocket the rest of the money for this season and put it into our budget for next year. Just the smart move to make because there's nobody else I want to sell right now, but there are some big signings I still want to make next year. Final day of the season here in Italy. We currently hold a Champions League spot for next year, 2 points ahead of Inter. If we win, we're playing Champions League footy next year. If we draw or lose, we're putting it in the hands of Inter Milan. As you can see above me, we play Empoli, Inter play Hellas Verona. Come on, lads. Get Champions League footy away at Empoli. And it's a 3-3 draw. Breuer equalizes for them at the death in the literal 89th minute. Oh, Inter, please draw or please lose. Inter, they drew! Inter Milan drew! We almost bottled it, but we are going to be playing Champions League football next year. Napoli and Inter swap spots as well on the final day of the season, I do believe. AC Milan, I should say. They are going to win Serie A. Just 3 losses all season is impressive. Bottom of the table, though, and relegated. Frosinone, Sassuolo, and Cagliari. Juventus do win Coppa Italia. We had an absolute stinker and went out in the round of 16. The Champions League goes to Barcelona. Villarreal are going to win the Europa League. How'd we go? Round of 16. We beat Slavia Praha in the 16, but then we lose to Leverkusen in the quarterfinals. And Marseille are going to win the Conference League. Very happy that no Italian teams won European silverware, which means we definitely played Champions League football. What a season for Pellegrini. We were scoring goals for fun here. Pellegrini, 24 and 10. Belotti with 22 goals. Moise Kean up 5 overall in this first season. Chiesa gets 15. Even Balotelli, despite going down 6 overall, bags himself 4 goals. We have renewed the contracts of a lot of our older players, but I am going to say goodbye to Fabio Lucioni, who is going to be going away on a free. He's just... all their overalls got nuked, but his got nuked beyond repair. Season 1 of the Italian job in the books, but we need to keep on growing next year. He needs to keep making some massive signings and push for a Champions League title. So here we are, back for Season 2. I thought we got most of the non-Italians out, but we had some players on loan, so I've still got a few players to sell. Thankfully, nowhere near as many as last year. Huge signing here in week 1 of the season. Belotti was a stud for us last year, but we just need that little bit more of an upgrade to the striker position. So we're going to sign Giacomo Raspadori from Napoli here. £50 million. Overpaid a little bit, but there's not that many great striker prospects or players ready to go right now in Italian football, so Raspadori's just about as good as it's going to get. El Shaarawy was not a happy man when we brought in Chiesa last January, so he's requested a transfer, and we're going to fulfill his wishes. I would be absolutely stoked as a Fulham fan if we signed El Shaarawy. Purely based on nothing else but vibes alone, I would definitely be buying an El Shaarawy jersey. But we're going to get £10 million back for the cult icon. The Argentine left-back Viña off to Forest. And the Uzbeki defensive midfielder heading to Antwerp. I was searching the free agents list here for some Italian prospects. I wanted to sign Gaetano Castrovilli. That would have been great on a free. He ended up going to Lazio instead, which is a interesting move considering the history. And we also tried to go in for a young Italian goalkeeper here in Capola. He goes to Freiburg, but we are going to pick up the experienced defender, Mattia Barney, and we're going to pick up the young defender, Luca Rossi, who I might convert to a right midfielder. Gonna pick both of them up on a free. There is just one non-Italian left to sell as we sell the Gambian midfielder Ibrahima Darbo here to Genoa. And I thought we were gonna get him out. Jal Costa, his transfer to Kilmarnock has broken down. Honestly, I'm not gonna sacrifice the legitimacy of what we're doing here for a player that's 60 rated and we could get like 450k back for. So I'm going to release him, cop the 60k, and officially have no players in the squad that aren't Italian. I wanted to give Bo the starting lineup spot for last season, but we're going to squad now that we're in the Champions League. We're eligible to win it given our criteria. I want a top midfielder in here, which is why we're going to bring in Davide Fratesi here from Sassuolo on a permanent transfer, paying £42.8 million for the midfielder. I almost just said paying 42.8 mil for the Italian midfielder, but I really feel like I don't need to clarify that anymore in this video. I was debating going in for Scalvini last year, but I didn't want to stunt his growth at all. We're going to go in for him now. He's got a nice little upgrade after playing the full season last year. We're going to sign him, invest in him with a little bit of money we still had in our budget, and look to get him a loan move out as a future investment into this Roma squad. But yeah, like I said, I'm really trying to not ruin the potentials of some of the best young players in Italian football, which is why immediately after upgrading and getting Fratesi, we're going to send Bove on a loan move for the year. I want to send Scalvini on a loan move, but I don't want to send him to bloody Juventus. Nor do I want to send him to Liverpool or Napoli. And well, the window has come and gone, and we couldn't get a loan move for Scalvini, which is quite frustrating. I'm hoping he doesn't rot away on our bench here this season, but the starting 11 looks really bloody good here, lads. Champions League this year. I want to be going as deep as possible in that tournament. But we have been placed in a really difficult group. We probably should have expected it coming fourth in Italy, getting the final spot, but we have got Arsenal, Villarreal, and Feyenoord. Man, it is going to be a tall task getting out of this group. Fingers crossed we can do it and get ourselves through to the knockout rounds for the first time as Roma manager. Get in there, lads! Champions League knockout round. We almost topped the group. I mean, Arsenal went undefeated, but I thought Villarreal were going to put up so much more of a fight than that. They got 1 point they got 4 goals as well. That is embarrassing for them. We are through, 5 points ahead of Feyenoord. You love to see it. Something I don't love to see though, round of 16, we've got Bayern Munich. Cool. All right, we're really gonna have to battle it out this year if we want to go deep. Although to be fair, looking at the last 16 teams, there is no easy opponents here. We just need to make sure that we are getting back to the Champions League next year. Funnily enough though, as we're trying to get ourselves back to the Champions League and even push for a title, there are 2 teams in the competition on the 1st of January that still have an invincible season up for grabs, Inter and Juve, without a single loss all season. We did get a loan move finally though for Scalvini. He is off to Everton for the next 2 years. Coming into this window, selling Brian Cristante was not on my bingo card. It was not on my agenda, but you'll see why I'm doing it in a second. We say goodbye to our ever reliable midfielder for £35.5 million. And that is because we have an opportunity here to get Barea into the club on an absolute bargain price for a player of his quality. £65.4 million is what the chief executive says we could pay for him, which would be an absolute godsend and could make me a lot more confident that maybe we could win a Champions League this year. Let's see what Inter are going to say. 69.5 is going to work, but let's see if we can get a little bit off of that. Going to hit him back with 66.5. Just need to have all the money possible for contract negotiations, and Inter Milan are going to accept that. Now let's see if on the very same day we can bring Nico Barea into the midfield. Crucial, 4 years, all looking good so far. No release clause, perfect. I'm going to give him a slight little pay increase here. I say slight, an extra 25k a week. I would happily. If anybody wants to give me an extra 25k a week, that would be nice. But can we get the Italian across to Roma? Yes, we can! That is a massive signing here. It's a shame we had to sacrifice Cristante to make it happen, but Nico Barea coming into the club, is going to give us a massive boost for not only the Serie A season, but the round of 16 clash against Bayern Munich. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Rome our new star centre midfielder, Nicolo Barella. All right, lads, here we go. Round of 16 time. Lucho's come to join us and give us some luck, I suppose. We're at home in Rome. Yeah, we are. We're at home in Rome for the first leg here against Bayern Munich, and it is a 3-3 draw. Harry Kane, Leroy Sané, and Kimmich scoring for them. Moise Kean with a hat-trick. We need the defense to step up back in Munich. Still alive here. Second leg, 3-3. We need to step up. We need our superstars to absolutely crush it and get us through to the quarterfinal away in Munich. And we go out on penalties. Oh, it's another draw. It goes to penalties, and Raspadori and Belotti, our two strikers, miss it. Oh my God, Leroy Sané is the hero for Bayern. He scores in the 97th and 110th minute for them. And it would have been ironic if he scored the winning penalty, but we've got to get back to the drawing board because we have been eliminated in the round of 16 to Bayern Munich. There are no invincible seasons, but I don't care because we have finished third here in Serie A, 1 point ahead of Juve, not even close to Inter Milan. It's ironic that Juventus, the draws killed them. The draws absolutely killed them, but we are back in the Champions League again for season number 3. And next year, I don't just want the Champions League, I want to win Serie A as well. Relegated down to the second division are Spezia, Empoli, and the team that eliminated us in the cup last year, Cremonese. We did win the Super Cup here this season, the Italian Super Cup, 2-0 over AC Milan. But AC Milan won Coppa Italia. They did beat us in the semi-finals. Barcelona beat Borussia Dortmund to win the Champions League. Man United win the Europa, and the Conference League goes to Atalanta. Moise Kean, his career has truly been rescued. 29 goals, 2 assists for him. Belotti taking a huge chunk of game time though, over Raspadori, who was injured for a large amount of the season. And we really need an upgraded striker, man. Going to be saying goodbye to a lot of the older players, though, that are retiring. Vito Minone, Mario Balotelli. It's sad to see a great career ending. Oh, man, we're going to have to get some big pickups here for our bench next season. We're 3 seasons in, and right now, our team is really damn good. But we need this year to make the flip to an Italian super team. An Italian stallion, if you will. Carnesecchi has been absolutely unbelievable for us, but I cannot say no to this. I cannot say no to a cut price deal for Gianluigi Donnarumma. We pay £66.5 million for a 90 rated goalkeeper valued at 80 mil. That is just a huge pickup, and we are well on our way to being a super team with this signing. Bove came back from his loan spell last year, and he has gone up from a 77 to an 83. So there's genuinely a starting 11 battle now between Fratisi and Bove. And honestly, if we're trying to build the super team, I'm going to bring Scalvini back from his loan move at Everton, have him as a backup option. He stays at 80. I was hoping he might be able to get up and overtake Luis Felipe. I have switched up the formation this year though to a 1-striker formation. Keane's going to be the main man. I had a tough decision between Belotti and Raspadori for the reserve striker role, and we have decided to give it to Raspadori just because he's higher overall. He's younger, he's got more potential. So we're going to sell Belotti here to Juventus for 24.5 mil. We sell a player to Juve, we buy a player from Juve. It's just a nice trade-off here. We're going to go ahead and get Locatelli into the side, 86 rated. Now I'm really going to have the consideration of whether we want Fratese or Hove to be starting alongside Locatelli in the midfield. I definitely want there to be a noticeable shift though with how strong our bench is. It's been our weakest point in the majority of this rebuild, but we're making it very strong. Andrea Colpani is going to be joining us here for £26 million from Udinese. And while we're at it, we're going to bring ourselves in a little bit of cover here at the right mid spot. We don't have a crazy amount of money to work with, but we are going to bring in the Italian right midfielder, Luca Zanamatia. He's coming in from Cremonese, the recently relegated side, to be a backup for Chiesa. Like, this team is significantly stronger than what we had last year. I am really happy with the team we have right now. Our bench is unbelievable compared to what it was last year. If we had any injuries, we were basically screwed. But we look so good right now with this Italian-only side. Converting DiMarco from instead of going center back and going to left mid was a blessing in disguise. He has been an absolute stud. And I feel so much better about going into the Champions League this year with this upgraded side and this new formation. And we have a much more manageable group than what we had last year. It was pretty tough to exceed that group, but we have Bilbao, Monaco, and Shakhtar Donetsk. I want to top the group this year. I want to top it, give ourselves a hopefully more favorable round of 16 opponent, and get ourselves deep, if not all the way, to the Champions League this year. Everything going to plan so far in the Champions League. We top Group A. It's ourselves and Bilbao. That would have come down to the final day of the group stages for that final spot. We had our position locked up weeks ago, but we are into the round of 16. Please no Bayern Munich this year. Please no Bayern Munich this year. We have Manchester. Oh, that's worse than Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich. Oh my God. Why couldn't we get Lens? We've got Manchester City. Oh dear, we're really going in the deep end again. And in a season where we want to be pushing for the Serie A title, we're going to need to step it up here in the second half of the season as we're currently 4th. We cannot afford another Champions League round of 16 exit. I have been in a crappy mood ever since we drew Man City. Please lift my mood, FIFA gods or EAFC gods. We're traveling away to Manchester, to the Etihad for the first leg, and it is a 1-1 draw. I'm okay with that. Erling Haaland gets the goal, but then Nico Barrea is going to get the equalizer. We now need to go back to Rome, the Stade Olimpico, and have a massive shift here. Not sure that I can handle another penalty shootout loss here. Let's just get it done. Just get the job done, lads. Let's get through to the quarterfinals for the first time in our managerial reign over Roma. We do it. Yes, Keane. Come on, mate. I was nervous. Man City are just such a good team. We've got a really good team, but yeah, Man City are just a different level. We get past them at home, and that fills me with a lot more confidence heading into the quarterfinals. Here we go, lads. We couldn't get RC Lens again. Who did they play? RC Lens took out Atletico Madrid, fair play, but we've got an all-Italian affair here against Inter Milan. Huge game here, all-Italian affair. We've got so many players that have formerly played for Inter Milan in this squad that we need to, that should fire them up. This is their revenge game. Come on, Roma. Get the job done against Inter. First leg, job done in the first leg. We're only halfway there. Chiesa gives us the lead on the road. Let's go back to the Stade Olimpico and finish Milan off. 1-0 up, 1-0 up, 1-0 up at home. I want a dominant win. Every Champions League game I feel like we've shown in this video has been either a heartbreaking loss or a narrow win. Come on, I want a statement. Second leg, it's a statement, I suppose, but I'm praying, oh, we're through. But if Locatelli or Luis Felipe is suspended, it's going to be we won, but at what cost? We're into the semi-finals. Please no suspensions. Luis Felipe is safe, but Locatelli has been suspended for the first leg of our semi-final. I was praying for Lens, but it is going to be Barcelona. We're the only Italian team remaining. Can we take down the final Spanish team remaining? No Locatelli for this first leg as we head to Barcelona is a massive blow for Tessie, though, into the starting 11. And hopefully we can get the job done. Let's just give ourselves a salvageable scoreline heading back to Rome. It's a lead. Cool, cool, cool. Oh my God, Chiesa, please don't have you be suspended. But Moise Kean and Bove are going to get on the score sheet. We hold a narrow lead to take back to Rome. No suspension for Chiesa. Oh my God, man. Full strength starting 11. Do we have enough to get ourselves into a Champions League final? We hold the lead against Barcelona. The scoreline is a 2-0 win. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh no. Oh, Chiesa, he didn't get suspended for this leg. He goes and bags himself a brace, but he gets another yellow card, which surely is going to be a suspension for the final for him. Mancini as well. Oh my God. If we have Mancini and Chiesa out for the final, that's going to be really tough. We're through to the final, But again, I ask the question, at what cost? Chiesa is going to be suspended, lads. Luckily, it's only him. But man, we're going to need to switch things up here for the Champions League final. But ladies and gentlemen, for the Champions League final, we have a matchup here with Borussia Dortmund. Taking a look around the grounds, AS Monaco beat Napoli. That's not a good omen, an Italian side losing a European final. Luckily, no Italian sides in the Conference League final. In a season where we wanted to win Serie A, we have finished 4th, which at least means we're going to be playing in the Champions League again next year. Relegation zone is going. Fiorentina almost go down, but it's Salernitana, Parma, and Palermo going down. We win yet another Super Cup, but AC Milan win Coppa Italia. We going out in the quarters to Empoli on penalties. Champions League final bound though without our top goal scorer for the season. Federico Chiesa is suspended after bagging 25 goals. Moise Kean though, I'm so excited to use you though, but I wish we had Chiesa. Here we go though, lads. The Champions League final in season number 3 in this Italian-only rebuild. Free kick here for Dortmund. They got Iran Kunda on it for them, the Australian. That is an absolute stinker of a free kick though, thank God. Drag back from Di Marco. Good skills there to get the advantage. Good ball. Oh, go on, see that run being made. Beautiful. Flick it under one more time. No, why keep running? We've somehow managed to salvage that, and we haven't scored. Di Marco, great footwork there. Barrea turns the man inside out. Beautiful stuff. Dragging it back. Putting the ball in there. That's a great ball. We're going for the spectacular. Come on, lads. Passing it around beautifully now. Pellegrini. Great ball in there. It's Keane. Oh. Needs something before halftime here. Di Marco. Decent ball. Can't get the header, but it falls right to Mancini, the defender. Saw his name up in lights. Same again, lads. Di Marco. Ball in. Get there. Get it again, Mancini. Oh my God, this man's allergic to scoring. Oh, ball. Flick it. Flick it, Keane. Oh, good touch. Moise Keane. Good save, Kobel. Dortmund are on us like a bad rash, man. We need to get some space for ourselves here. Locatelli's going to put it wide there for Keane. Still a bit of work to do, so we're going to go out there to Colpani. Colpani back to Keane. Keane, this is good. This is really good. This is spectacular. Oh my God. Lorenzo Pellegrini, with 19 minutes to play in this Champions League final, finishes off an incredible sequence there and gives us the lead. You can't say that we don't deserve it, lads. We have been dominating possession. Jesus, where's the defense? Oh my God, good save, Donnarumma. Corner here for Dortmund. We are getting way too complacent. Iran Kunda off. Header, get rid. Just clear it. Nah, don't do me like this. Good tackle for Felipe, man. Our tackles have been great today. And there it is, lads. We hang on by the skin of our teeth. And the Italian-only strategy has paid dividends for us, lads. We have won a Champions League with AS Roma. Gianluca Mancini, our captain, and one of the original players in this Roma squad, is going to lift the Champions League trophy here. This all-Italian squad have won the European Championship. But lads, if you enjoyed this rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.